All right, good morning, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Berlin Games. So today is October 24th, and it's a cooler Saturday. I hope you're having an amazing morning. And as always, I'm going to bring you the most recent real estate market update and previous week or last week's market activity in San Mateo County. And in general, what's happening in the US market and economy that's directly impacting the real estate market. So to start with, as you know, interest rates has slightly dropped from 2.88 down to 2.81. That's during the past 10 days, which is great news for buyers. So if you're a buyer, you haven't bought your property yet, it's still a great time. You still have the opportunity and the chance to lock in the low interest rate. And so your purchase power is very strong right now. Now, looking at some metrics, US market metrics, let me share my screen with you. So this chart shows us the total spending by all consumers as of early this year, as of January. So obviously, the consumer spending has dropped tremendously in April, 32%. And throughout the months during the shelter in place, the market has started to come back. So now in October, we're kind of in normal environment in terms of consumer spending. Yet for the real estate, it's such a super strong market, especially in this area. Now, this chart shows us the household usage of the stimulus checks that they've received. So 35% of them paid down debt, 29% of them spent the money, and 36% of them saved the money. Now, this is an extremely important chart, which shows us the FICO score of the buyers in the market right now throughout the previous months and starting from April 2019. So we can see that as of July this year, the average FICO score for the consumers is 711, up from 706 back in April 2019. And this specifically shows the purchase power of the consumers and the buyers that are in the market, and whether they can buy or they cannot buy. Now back to my favorite slide, which shows a market recovery index, and based on four components, which is the demand of real estate, the supply, the property values, and the time on the market. So we can see that as of October 1st, we're at 11.8 points above the baseline where we started this year. So in March, we can see that the beginning of the very strong market, which is the spring market, as always, when it was hit by the shelter in place and it dropped tremendously below the baseline by 83 points. And thank God we had, in this time, we had the V-shaped recovery, which reflects a quick comeback, quick bounce back of the market, activity. And now we're at above the point where the market started to become stronger in March. Now let's look at the number of properties and house activity specifically in San Mateo County. So for the past week, we had 156 properties that came on the market. 116 of them were single family homes, and the properties that went in contract are 143, and 114 of them are single family homes, which shows huge activity mainly in the single family home market rather than the condominium. Sold properties or the properties that closed escrow last week are 119, and 94 of them are, again, single family homes. And these numbers, specifically the sold properties, the total and the single family homes, is 20% above previous week, which is great. And this is very interesting because the market now is expecting, or people are expecting, the market to slow down in the coming weeks, yet we see an increase in the percentage of the properties that are selling. This is really interesting. And this is a good sign for sellers. If they're thinking of selling, they really want to sell. It's still a healthy market for sellers, and the buyers, I mean, no brainer. Low interest rates, property values are very stable, slightly going up, but it doesn't match the drop in interest rates. So your purchase power is really strong. Now, the number of properties that came off market between canceled, expired, uh, expired, or withdrawn. So the total is 36 properties, and 23 of them are single family homes. Now, the absorption rate, which is again an artificial equation that we use to try to predict how many days or months do we need to sell all the properties that are currently on the market. So for San Mateo County single family homes, we have a month and 6 days, which is a big time sellers market. Properties are selling super fast. And we're going to see now the charts showing the average days on the market, how much properties, like how long is it taking the properties to sell. So let me share my screen with you and put all these numbers into perspective and comparing them to previous months and previous year over year. So for the total number of properties that came on the market, we can see that there is a jump between this week and last week by 100, almost 100 properties new on the market in a week, which is great. And hopefully we'll jump above September, closing October stronger than September, where September was the best month ever for the previous 18 months. And comparing these numbers to year over year or previous year, so we can see that we're still October, we're not even towards the end of October, and we are above way more, like most of the months in comparison to previous October last year. We're definitely above. So last year we closed less than 500, or less than 500 properties came on the market, yet this year we're not even closing October yet, and we're at 650, or slightly above this number. Now, the days on the market, so again, it's still stable. Properties are taking 20 and a half days to sell, or 21 days. And it's slightly quicker than September, and slightly higher than August, July, and definitely lower than January, February of this year. And in comparison to previous year or year over year, so we are definitely lower than the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And specifically comparing October this year to October 2019, so we're definitely quicker by 2 days. Properties are selling 2 days quicker than last year. Now, this chart shows us, again, the stability of the property values, and this is specifically for single family homes. So we can see that the property price per square foot has slightly dropped from 1,000, I would say $50 per square foot, down to around 1,000 per square foot. So this is a slight drop in October in comparison to September and August. Yet looking at the big picture for the previous months, it's higher than 3 of the months of this year, and it's kind of stable. And year over year, the number still looks super healthy. And let's look at October. We're definitely above October. So last year we were lower than 1,000. We're now jumped $1,000 per square foot. So, which is great news, and it's very interesting. And it's exactly the opposite of what everyone expected to happen to the real estate market when the shelter in place started. So this is the market, the most recent market update for San Mateo County, and what's happening in the U.S. economy, and the factors that are definitely impacting directly the real estate. If you are interested to learn more information about your property, how to sell in this very challenging market, and how to maximize your sale, this is exactly what I do. I definitely help my clients sell at the best price possible in the shortest time. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you and answer any question that you have. So I'll leave you now. Have a wonderful Saturday and weekend, and please be safe.